Hello, viewers. My name is Sunday. You are welcome to Against FX. If you are new to this channel, or if you are seeing my video for the first time, or you have been watching my video and you have not yet subscribed, please pause the video, subscribe to my channel, please, and help to share this video. All right, drop a comment, hit the like button, and if you have anything like currency pairs that you want us to analyze for you as a trader, if you still struggle with technical analysis, please do reach out to us. Send us a mail, all right, so that we can help you do the analysis and forward to you free of charge. All you need to do is send us the currency pairs. That's all. Tell us to help you analyze the currency pair. We'll do the analysis and send it to you. Then you can, based on that, you can take your trading decision. All right? So don't forget to share our videos, like, and subscribe. It's very important. And today, we are going to be doing a technical review for some currency pairs. All right, because every Sundays what we'll do is do the technical analysis so that we'll know where to stay, set our traps, and wait for price to come and meet us there before we can take actions. Or if need be, you just set your pending orders and you go to your daily job. All right, that is why Forex, as a Forex trader, Forex is a very good business. All right, you can just set your pending order. All right, based on your analysis, then you go do your normal business. You go do your any other business that you do. If you are still doing your 8 to 5 job, you go about your job while you have already set traps based on your analysis. As soon as price trades to that your level where you set your pending order will then be activated. You will be in the trade. If your analysis it was thorough and is good, then you'll be in massive profit. And as soon as, because of the take profit order that you have already set and you set your stop loss, all you need to do is once price get there, it triggers the order, the trade will continue to run. If it's in profit and it gets to your take profit target, right, then it will secure your profit for you, even though you are not there and your system is off. System will secure your profit for you based on the take profit target order that you have set. And if reverse is the case, maybe your analysis was wrong and the trade is going against you, you have a stop loss order there that you have already set to help you cut your losses. That's all. That is one beauty about trading. All right, you can set your stop loss, telling your broker that once the trade goes against me, once it gets to this level, just take me out of the trade. Automatically, once it trades against you and get to that level, it will just help you and minimize your loss or your losses. That's all. And if you are in profit, if your analysis goes well and you are in profit, because of the take profit target that you have already set, once it gets there, it secure your profit and push it into your account instantly. So it's as simple as that, guys. So today we are going to be performing our technical review as the market will open some few hours from now. All right, don't forget that Forex market opens 24 hours every day, 5 days a week. All right, so for the fundamental analysis, you do well to visit forexfactory.com. There you can see the news that are ahead, news for the week, the date, the time, and the currency pairs that the news will impact. All right. So apart from that, do well to visit our site. All right. Do us a mail if you want us to train you, because we offer mentorship. We'll train you even if you don't know anything about trading. All right, we are here to put you through. All right, we all started just like you, thinking, oh, how are we going to learn this thing? Because trading is broad. All right, if anybody tells you after 1 month you know how to trade, it's a lie. Trading is very, very broad. So step by step, we'll take you step by step through all the process up to a point where you can now take your trade yourself, do your analysis yourself, and that is the beauty of trading. So at this point, the first on the list is GBPJPY. All right, the British pounds and the Japanese yen. All right, so we have already marked our charts. As you can see, we've talked about psychological levels before. Psychological levels are round numbers or round figures. All right, they are round figures. They also act as what? Support and resistance in the forex market. Because why? There are so many traders that are waiting at the support level, with so many traders are waiting at the resistance level to short the market, while some are waiting at the support level to push the market to the upside. So at this point, I'm going to let you guys have a broader view of how I'm going to perform this analysis. Now, let's start. You know, when you want to perform your analysis, you start from the higher time frame. All right. So from the higher time frame, we've been able to, from the higher time frame, that is the daily time frame, we've been able to mark our charts. Then we'll now scale down to the 4 hours. All right. From the 4 hours, we can see the chart clearly. All right. Now we've been bullish up to this point. All right. We've been bullish up to this point. Then price started coming down because there's a change of character here, or we call it market shift, because once the last support level is violated, we say market shift. So we've been able to identify that here market shift happens and there's a pullback, price broke structure to the downside, and immediately we see a push to the upside. All right, immediately we see a push to the upside, violating this resistance as well. So as far as I'm concerned, price is what? On a retracement, on a push phase rather. This was a push phase, now a retracement phase. So this retracement, this is where the price ended, where we closed last week. So if I ask you, the origin that caused this break of structure to the upside, because at the end of the day, if you look at this whole thing, you will discover that everything originated from this point. I hope you are good. Everything originated from this point. Because why? This is the leg that we are playing from now. This is the leg that we are playing. All right, everything originated from this point. All right, so from this level, we are going to be looking at this chart. From here, we are going to look for our opportunity. So watch me, guys, as I dissect this chart. All right, so at this point, you see a push to the upside. Now we are pushing to the downside. So if I bring out this tool, you discover that this is a push, pull back. All right, this is a push, pull back. What we should be expecting, a push to the upside. All right, but that push, we're expecting price to either stop here, get to this point, all right, get to this point, then before it's triggered buy, we're expecting price to get to this demand zone, which is the support here, before it can trigger buy. Why? Because there's a resistance here. All right, there's a resistance here. Look at it. There's a resistance here. A resistance that now turned to what? A support level. Price came here. It was rejected, but it now finally broke it. All right, broken it now, meaning that it has come to retest this very point where originally this push started from, and there was a clean rejection here. Guys, you can see there was a clean rejection here, and now we now saw that even here, when price got here, it was rejected, and we have a resistance here, all right? And we have another one here. So at this point here, we are looking for a price action to then get to this point here. We're looking for price action to either get to this point before we join to push the price to the upside, or if price should push below this point, that means it's going to retest this 96,000, all right, 96,000 here before it finally push to the upside. But if it breaks below this level, that means with this leg, we have to go. All right, that means this level we have to go. But I don't think price will want to do that, because this push has already violated this level. All right, this one here is a complete MS, a market shift. Market shift has happened here. All right, so now we are having a pullback. If this pullback is either this point, if it holds, then we are going to see a push to the upside. If this point should hold, we are going to see a push to the upside. But if it did not hold, that means we are still going to see a further push to the downside before we are going to see a further push to the downside to this level, to this support level, before price will finally push to the upside. So as far as I'm concerned, now if you look at it very well, if you scale down to 3 hours, you will see it much clearer, because at this point, there is a support level here, you see? And there's another block here. So that means price will still need to push a little downward, all right? So, and if you goes by the psychological number, we have in between 196,000 and 197,000, we have this psychological number here that the price will have to react to. That's 196,500. 196,500. So it might just push a little below it, or it could just retest it then before we get a demand. All right. So this POI is very valid. Take just be watchful and make sure as soon as price gets here, watch a reaction first before you press that button. All right. I know that for sure that even though let's say price reacts from here, that means it's going to be a short buy, then it will still come down to retest this level. Why? Because we have one here, we have a POI here, we have another POI here, all right, where price traded to this upside and it came down, retested it, we dish out a buy before it finally breaks, before it finally broke this level. But price now rebounded, and you can see that is pushing to the upside. You see, we have a very massive push to the upside here, thereby leaving an imbalance here. So there's an imbalance for price to come and cover up. And what caused this push is this candle here. This candle here is what caused the push to the upside. So we are expecting price to come back to this level before it dish out a buy. So as far as British pounds and Japanese yen is concerned, we are bullish. But the current state here right now is that price is pushing down to the POI where it will get a demand to push to the upside. So as far as I'm concerned, just keep a close watch on at this level, because price will come to this level, then it will now dish out a buy. All right, so that is all for British pounds, Japanese yen. Then even if you are taking your trade maybe from 1 hour time frame or 2 hour time frame, based on all these markings, you just scale down. You can see from the 1 hour, you can see that it's the same thing. So you take your trade from here. That is why we always tell people, go to the higher time frame, do your markings from there, then you can now scale down to your time of execution to know the exact point where you are supposed to enter and take your trade. So guys, this is all for British pounds and Japanese yen. So we are bullish, but the phase we are now is pulling back. Price is pulling back, and because of this flag that it gives, there will still be a push to the downside. Why? Because it has to interact with this level before it push to the upside. So if you're on these trades, please get off, because this place is going to be used as a liquidity to facilitate this push to this POI. So thank you guys, and let's move to the next on our list. Okay, that is GBPUSD. Now the GBPUSD, as you can see, the GBPUSD, as you can see, we've already done our markings, 1.36,000, 1.37,000, 1.38,000. All right, those are the psychological numbers we have already marked. Now, if we take a very closer look at what is really happening, we discover that the movement started from here. It pushed, it retraced, it pushed, it retraced. All right, it pushed to this side. Then what we should be expecting now from here is a push is a push to the downside, all right, to interact with this, then after which we'll see a push to the upside. It's a very straightforward analysis, and we have why? Because this very point here, this is where the whole thing originated from. This push originated from before price started pushing, because we had a change of character here, or a market shift that occurs here. Then price started to push to the upside. So it pushed, pulled down, pushed. It did not take out this side and did not see. It pushed to the downside. Instead of taking out this side, it did not. That is to tell you something is about to happen. And at the end of the day, it now broke this level. You now had what we call a market shift here. That is why you see this bearish run to the downside. And the aim, the objective is that the price will have to pull back to this level. All right, you have to pull back to this level to come and interact with this level before this zone here, before it can trigger a buy. All right, so if you look at it, this is a support, this is a support, this is a support, and here a resistance, support is now turned to a resistance where price now change character, or where market shift now happen. So what we'll do is wait for price to come down to this point. All right, then we can now join to push the price to the upside. So you can now even see that this flag here, all right, meaning that price is coming down. But let's look at this 1.36,000. There is a support here, all right, that is rejecting, because it got a rejected, got again, it dropped here, it rejected, it tried again, and it got rejected. But when you look at this point here, you see a body break here, a little body break. So price body breaks this level. So at this point, it got rejected. Here again, it got rejected. So he has tried 3 times, but who knows? Maybe this one will now break it. If it breaks it, that means it's coming here to come and retest this point before we push the price to the upside. And don't be surprised because anything can happen, all right? Based on what I can see here, price is very possible, that price might even get to this level, all right? Because this is what really caused the whole entire push to the upside. The entire push to the upside originated from here. This whole push here originated from here. So it's very possible if price gets to this point, because you can even see there's another block here. You see a very massive imbalance here. So price can even get to this point, can even push below this level and get to this level. So let's see what is the psychological level that we have around there. Let's see. The psychological level that we have around there, we have 1.34, 1.34,000. We have 1.34,000. So that is the psychological number that is around there. So should price violate this 1.35,000, so it's going to push to the downside and retest 1.34,000. So as far as I'm concerned, let's watch out for these two levels. All right. It's very important. Let's watch out for these two levels. One is this very one. All right. This very one. And the second one is this very one. So as far as I'm concerned, price action is still making its way to the downside until he found support. If he found support, because this one is coming again to try, because remember, he tries here, he dish out a buy. He push again, he dish out a buy. Here he tried again and the price got rejected. So it's coming again to retest. So if he breaks, because once price tests a level multiple times, there's every tendency for that level to be broken. So we hope that as price gets here, it holds, but otherwise it will trigger. If it trigger, at the end of the day, if it trigger buy from here, demand, then we'll join the price to push to the upside. But I would rather prefer, because all these ones now will now serve as liquidity to facilitate this push to the downside. So I am a very conservative trader. I don't just jump. Even if there's a rejection here and I see price going to the upside, remember here there's a resistance here too. So if it gets a price action, this resistor might send the price back to this level. So I am of opinion that we should be patient for price to trade into this level. Once it gets here, we'll see a reaction. Don't hesitate to press that button. All right, but use proper risk management. All right, thank you so much. So that is that for GU. So let's do analysis for gold. The analysis for gold is also very straightforward. All right, it's also very straightforward. These very points here that we have, gold, this push originated from here. All right, this push originated from here, a push, a retrace, push, a retracement, push, retracement. All right, now this retracement continues until this point where price rejected it from. And now the next thing you see now is that the price now pushed to this level and came down. It was rejected from here. So what are we now seeing? We are seeing a push to the upside. All right? We are seeing a push to the upside because now this leg did not come to violate this level. So since this guy did not do its job to violate this level, now we are now saying that price should move to the upside, all right? Because it's respecting this level. There's a support level here. Because when price got here, it got rejected. The price got rejected and it dished out a buy. All right, it dished out a buy. So, and this point here, price also came down to this point. It also dished out a buy, but it did not really push to the upside to come and take out this high. So therefore, because it did not do it, because this leg did not do its job, all right, because this leg did not do its job, this push to the downside will now have to use this point as a liquidity to fast track this push to the downside. And price got rejected from here. So after the rejection, we now see a push to the upside, breaking structure here. That means that break of structure here will now be marked as what? A market shift. a market shift, or you can call it change of character. All right, change of character. It was bearish, all right, because this is the last break of structure. Now price action has broken this level, all right? So it's now tagged as what? Market shift. It's a market shift, or you use the word change of character, all right? When you say change of character or market shift, it simply means that a trend that was bearish is now turning to be bullish. All right, it has changed, it's now becoming bullish. All right, once price trade above the last resistance level in terms of bullish trend, just change your bias. But if it's a bearish trend, once price trade below the last support level, you just change your bias and you know that bearish trend has started. All right. So at this point, based on order flow, based on our experience, we know that price action has this push to the downside is exhausted, because if you scale down to the 3 hours or 2 hours, you now see the big picture. You discover that there was a change of character here, market shift. All right. Then on the higher time frame, this is where the market shift occurred. The lower time frame, this is where the market shift occurred. So it's like that. Now that the downside, the lower time frame, there's a market shift. Market shift has already taken place. Now, the higher time frame, market shift has already taken place. Now, when you look at it, you discover that this push to the downside before this rejection, you now discover that there is a market shift that is about to take place here. So, you see? There's a market shift that is about to take place here, because there was a push to the downside and it got rejected. Then look at it here, all right? Like this, like this, like this. It should push to the upside. But once it breaks this structure to this upside, it's going to come back to retest this neckline before it finally push to the upside. So what we will first target, we'll just first of all target this level, that is 3400. We'll target this level, but when you see that the momentum is high and is able to break through this place, then our next target will now be 3450. 3450. All right, 3450. So that is how it is, guys. So as far as I'm concerned, price this gold USD, next week we are going to see a bullish momentum, and you guys should just keep an eye on this level. All right, keep an eye on this level. Once this neckline is broken, then watch out for a push to the upside. All right, it's like this, like this, like this. Now, once it gets to this point, there is going to be a little retracement. Don't panic before a real push. All right, once it breaks this neckline, and get to this point, once it take out this high, there will be a little retracement before it push again to the upside. So if you want to be conservative, I want you to just wait patiently for price to pull back, have a pullback to this level. All right. have a pullback to this level, all right, have a pullback to this level, then you can now take your trade. Price will go up, pull back, then before it finally push to the upside. So that is that for gold. It's as simple as that. We have done the analysis and you can see how simple it is to carry out analysis. The main thing here is that you need to always know the leg that you are playing. All right. At every point in time, you need to know whether we are in a push phase or a retracement or pullback phase. All right. Those things you must learn. If price is in a push phase, you don't go against the trend. If it's in a retracement phase, you don't also go against the trend. All right? So make sure that at every point in time, you know what the price action is doing. All right? Know what price action is doing. So it's very, very important. On this note, I thank you so much, guys, for all your support and the way you share my videos. Please, if you have not subscribed, please do. All right, every Sundays we perform live analysis right here before market opens. So if you have um, currency pairs that you want us to help us analyze. It might be majors, it might be minor, it might be exotic, anyone. Send us those pairs. We'll analyze them and forward them to you so that you know how to position yourself, all right, once market opens. All right. Thank you so much. On this note, uh, we see again during the week. Yes, so that is what we always do. What we do is during the week we still carry out some analysis. All right, as the market flows, we also uh, uh, do a review because market involved, things change. All right, so thank you so much and God bless you all.